All right, so here's the deal. You don't need fancy stuff to start a yoga practice. You just need to be able to breathe and have a body. That's it. You don't have to have fancy clothes. You don't have to be able to make your way into a studio. You don't have to have all the props. You just need a willingness to learn and to explore. And then I ask that you approach it with maybe some non judgmental attitude. In other words, just be open to the fact that you are where you are. And then you don't have to be able to touch your toes today or ever. Frankly, just see what comes up. Move your body. Let go of the stress. Let go of the worries. Let go of the thoughts. And just find a little freedom through movement and breathing. That's it. All right. If you have a mat, I will meet you on the mat. Otherwise, find some open space, and I'll meet you there. All right. So I'm going to use my mat, and I'm going to refer to this as the front of my mat, and that's the back of my mat. I'm micless today, so I'm hoping you can hear me okay. So all I want you to do is just find a standing pose. We're standing in mountain pose, and your feet are hip distance apart. Now, some of us have a different idea of what our hip size actually is. So I'm going to tell you, make two fists, put them together, and they should fit without being cramped in between your feet. Okay? That's your hip distance. Trust me. So let your feet be parallel, toes facing forward. Close your eyes. Just take a minute, maybe wiggle your legs, shake your arms out. Sometimes we need to kind of let go. Let go of all the shit that you brought to the mat, or the before this moment, or the worries, or the anticipation, or whatever. This is a welcome space for you to show up as you are. I have created this space and this class for basics. So if you've never taken a yoga class, I'm going to explain it to you. If you are a very advanced practitioner, I think a beginner's mind is super important to approach stuff, because when I say we, I always am referring to myself, have a tendency to go on autopilot, to just do things without thinking. Imagine the drive that you take to work or your school or wherever every day. You just kind of automatically go, so that one day you're going down the road, you're supposed to be going somewhere, but you automatically go somewhere else. That's autopilot. So we go back to basics to wake our brain up. So your feet are firmly planted, your eyes are closed. Maybe you've gotten all your shakes out. If you haven't, go ahead and get them out. Get the shakes, get the wiggles out. Do all the things you need to do. Big breath in, exhale through the mouth. All right. You're here now. You're on your mat. And you're going to dedicate the following moments and poses to you, your time, your space. This isn't for anyone else right now. This is for you. What does that feel like in your body when you think about that? You might feel like, hell yeah. Or you might want to shy away from that because you're not used to doing things for you, and it might give you a sense of guilt. That's how I was. So if that's the case, let some of that hell yeah start to build up. Yeah, you're here. You're in this moment. Put a slight bend in your knees so that your knees aren't locked out. Just a slight. We're not like squatting or moving into chair pose. Now allow your lower spine to lengthen by maybe slightly lengthening your tailbone down to the ground. So we're not going to get like a tailbone tuck, but we are just going to lengthen our low spine. And if you notice, I'm not in fancy yoga leggings today. I'm in jean shorts because that's what you can do. It doesn't matter. I'm in my backyard. Put on some music if you want. Pause me and go put on some music. Whatever makes you feel good. Find that. You could be in your jammies. That's actually a really nice thing to move around in. I don't care. Now with your low back lengthening towards the ground, why don't you just roll your shoulders up and back about 2 or 3 times. And imagine the scapula, your shoulder blades, drawing down your spine and staying down. So we're not back bending, but we're just letting our shoulders come down our spine. I want you to turn your palms towards the front part of your body, towards, let's say, the front of your space, right? And let's stretch our fingers out, and let's allow our fingers to reach for the ground. You're gonna feel your shoulders draw down. Now I want your eyes closed in this part because I want you really focusing on what's going on inside of your body. We are still breathing. Let's start to increase our breath. So when we inhale, we breathe deep down into our belly, and when we exhale, we're gonna keep our mouth closed and exhale through our nose. Now I want you to imagine the top of your head starting to lift up and away. You're gonna start imagining this midsection, the core, torso of your body, drawing in different directions. So your feet are gonna start to press into the ground, all your toes, the balls of your feet, your heels, and your head is gonna start reaching for the sky. Your fingers are reaching for the ground. There's opposing forces at action, like your body is stretching out. All we're doing is standing right now in mountain pose, Tadasana. And we're breathing. How you feeling? Check in this moment. Be here now. What does it feel like to put this energy into just standing, into your fingertips, into your feet, and reaching up, out through the top of your head? Your spine is reaching in opposite directions. Just imagine space being created between each vertebrae. On an inhale, we're going to sweep our arms out and up. You can open your eyes. You can look up, touch your fingers at the top, turn your palms out, exhale them down. Now our shoulders are going to stay down the whole time. So I don't want them to inhale, come up towards your shoulders at all while your arms reach up. Exhale, shoulders stay down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reaching up, shoulders drawing down. Maybe heart lifts. Exhale down. Now you have the option to continue to do that, or we're going to work some balance. So when we work balance, we find something to look at. We find a spot, a focus point that's not moving. It's called a drishti in yoga. Look at that point, and I want you to lift up your right knee. Inhale, flex that foot. Exhale, lower. Just touch your tippy toe. Belly draws in. Inhale, and you know what happens if you wiggle, wobble, or fall? Literally nothing. You laugh about it and you keep going. Exhale. It's okay. Inhale. We don't have to have great balance today. Exhale. If you have a chair nearby, though, and you want to use it and start testing your balance, you're welcome to. We're going to switch legs. Inhale, left knee comes up, foot is flexed. Exhale, lower. Tap your toe. Have a sense of humor. Inhale, whoop, see? Exhale, and I've been practicing yoga for 8 years. I still lose my balance. Inhale. It's just yoga. The problem is I think people have this very serious idea of yoga, and while yoga is a very, very old practice, we don't have to take it with stress and anxiety and fear and seriousness. We want to feel lighthearted and we want to fall in love with it. So give it a chance and let yourself be a little easy. Have some grace. Now, you can continue to raise your arms and lower your arms. You can raise your knee, just like we just did, or we're going to start to twist. Inhale, knee comes up. Now, exhale, you can have your knee up or down. It doesn't matter. We're going to drop our right hand back, left hand comes forward. You can take that left hand to the outside of your right knee. You can continue looking at your spot, or you can challenge yourself and look back at the hand behind you. Exhale, look back. Ooh. Inhale, draw both hands up. Exhale, lower foot and hands. Let's do the other side. It's just working our balance. So really working not just our focus, belly in. Exhale, twisting to the side. So now your left hand is coming back. Right hand goes to the outside of your knee. You can use that as a little extra twist. Inhale, look to the back hand if you did on the other side. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center, both arms up. Exhale, lower. Now, we're going to do that one more time on either side. If you want to, you can grab your foot and extend it. If you want to stay here, you can stay here, or you can simply twist without pulling your foot up off the ground at all. This is available to all levels, and feel free to come back and try it after you've practiced for a few weeks and see if you can add and maybe try something different. Inhale, arms up, right knee up. Exhale, twisting. You might grab that outside of your foot. Maybe you look to the back. I lost my balance. Inhale, come back to the front. Let go of your foot. Bend your knee. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower. Now, if you're facing me in the middle of your mat like I am, go ahead and come to the front of your mat. Inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, fold over. Put a bend in your knees. Put a generous bend in your knees. So you should feel some relief on your low back. And just let yourself hang here. This is pretty intense because it's a hamstring stretch. So if you want to use a chair or something then feel free to walk over to a countertop or a chair. But I want you to feel this stretch. So you can be anywhere from on your countertop to bending your knees, or you can wrap your forearms behind your calves if you have flexible hamstrings. Inhale, long spine, belly on your thighs. Exhale, head draws to shin. Just breathe. Breathe here and notice what comes up. It's intense. Keep breathing. It's all about the breath. Now get curious about what's going on in your body. Now we're gonna half lift. It's pretty much what it says. Place your hands on your shins, just under your knees. Press into that. Inhale, draw your shoulders back, long spine. Keep your nose facing the ground so that the back of our neck is long too. Exhale, fold back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold back down. All right, we're gonna move into a plank. We're gonna plant our hands, bend your knees as much as you need, and then we're gonna step one foot back and then the other. You're welcome to stay up, or you can untuck your toes and lower your knees. All I'm asking is that your hips are in line with your body, that you're not in a box, hands and knees shape. So check in, make sure that these shoulders are over your wrists. Fingers are spread out, whole palm is pushing in. Feel the scapula draw away from each other on your upper back. Core is in. We're working a lot and we're still breathing. Exhale. Now I want you to wrap your triceps so that the inner crease of your elbow is facing the front of your mat. What that means is when your elbow bends, it's going to bend towards your knees, not out towards the side. So check in and see if that happens as you start to bend your elbow. Are they bending towards the back of your mat? If not, think about that wrap. Think about this part of your arm wrapping under so it makes these inner creases of your elbow bend towards your body. Go ahead and lower all the way down. All the way down. Keep your hands under your shoulders. Legs are flat on the ground. Tops of your feet are pressing into the ground. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Start to lift your head. You don't have to go very far. If you want to challenge yourself, squeeze those elbows in and take your hands off the ground. This is a baby cobra. This is a cobra pose. We're working our back muscles. Squeeze in. Maybe you can come up a little bit higher. Shoulder blades still drawing down the back. Exhale, lower down. And push up to your hands and knees. We're going to move into downward facing dog. You're welcome to go there, or you can take your time and go there with me. Tuck your toes under. From here, we're just going to lift our hips up to the sky and extend our legs, making an upside down V. Now you're welcome to keep a bend in your knees as much as feels comfortable here. If your shoulders hurt, you can bring it forward a little bit. I don't want you to feel a lot of pain here. So I want you to check in. Maybe bend one leg and then the other. Your heels should be sinking down to the ground. Now, stay there. They don't have to touch. The idea is you're imagining them going down to the ground, right? You're releasing that tension. You're not holding them up. You're letting them drop down. It's okay if they're 5 feet from hitting the ground. I've been doing yoga for 8 years. My heels are still not on the ground, and that is okay. I still love doing yoga, and I still feel really good. It's not about judging where you think you're supposed to be. Just be where you are. Meet yourself exactly where you are today. Okay, we're in a downward facing dog still. You ready to get out? All right, I want you to look at your hands, and we're gonna step one leg at a time up to our hands. If it takes a couple steps, that's okay. Take a couple steps, and then let the other leg come up and join it. We're in this forward fold again. Still can have a bend in our knees. Big inhale, we're standing all the way back up to mountain pose. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, arms come to your side. If you have never done a sun salutation, now you have. That is your sun salutation. We're gonna go through it again, but we'll go a little faster this time. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend those knees. Inhale, flat back. Feel that length from your tailbone all the way through the back of your neck. Big inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, fold, bend your knees until you can plant your hands and then step one foot back and then the other. You choose. You can be in a low plank or a high plank. This is a high plank. Knees down is a low plank. Big inhale, wrap those triceps, lower all the way down to your belly. You can do that however you want. Roll those shoulders back, squeeze those elbows together like a cricket. Inhale, lift your heart. Baby cobra. Lower down, hands and knees, push back. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. That's the upside down V. Inhale, exhale, imagine your heart sinking back towards your thighs. Pressing through the palms of your hands, the heel of your hands, the fingertips in your hand, pressing all of the palm into the ground and heels sink down. Bend one knee, bend the other, walk the dog. If there's anything else you like to do in downward dog and you are an experienced yogi, take it there. Feel into some twists, some side stretches here, whatever you want, three-legged dog. If you're like, what are those? Stay here with me, it's fine. What I want you to focus on is just non-judgmental. Non-judgmental, just be where you are. Be accepting and actually be loving and be proud of where you are. Don't just accept it, really embrace it. Be like, hell yeah, that's where I want you to get today. Big inhale, fill up those lungs, feel that stretch, feel the length all along your torso. Look at your hands, step your feet up, 1 and 2. Sit there for a second, let that sink, maybe grab your elbows. Big inhale, maybe sway side to side, big exhale. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Bring your palms together. Bring your hands to your heart. So you can have palms together here, or you can have one hand over your heart. When your palms are together, this does reflect what we call prayer position, but I want you to think about it more as the joining of both sides of your brain, your left and your right side of your body. This left energy, this right energy. Think about that. Press your palms together. Feel that energy. If you want to be in touch with your heart and your intentions and your emotions, put one palm flat on your heart and one palm flat over that. I give you options. Just do what feels good to you. Now, I want you to check in with how you feel. Don't judge it. Just check in. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that. Keep breathing. Breathe big, inhale. Side out your mouth, exhale. Do it again. Inhale. Side out big. Good. Next inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, we're going to sit as though there's a chair behind us into chair pose. Your palms can come to your heart. They can come to your waist. They can come out in front of you. Or you can reach up for the sky if that's what you do. Inhale, we're sitting back. Now check in, make sure your toes aren't gripping. So you can always pick them up. Our feet are still parallel and they're still hip width apart. Check in, look at your feet. Are they there? If they're not there, just wiggle them back to that spot. You should be feeling your legs getting nice and strong here. Big inhale, sit lower, exhale. Good, inhale all the way up. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. If you know upward facing dog and you want to go into upward facing dog, pressing the bottoms of your feet into the ground, rolling your shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're going to inhale, right leg's going to go up in the air. Doesn't have to go high. Then you're gonna bring it forward and you're gonna get your foot in between your hands. You can get it there however you want. We're moving into warrior one. So this back heel is gonna drop down and this back foot's gonna be like at a 45-degree angle. So that back toe is coming kind of towards the corner of your mat. Your front knee is bent. And it's bent right over your front foot. So I don't want it to go out to either side of your foot. Let's just come up under our fingertips. Now this back leg that's at an angle, I want you to lift the arch of your foot and press the blade of your foot in. And you're gonna inhale and you're gonna sweep your arms up towards the sky. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Warrior one. You're facing the front of your mat. Now, if you feel like you're turning open to me, take this foot closer to the edge of your mat. So we're finding space in between both these legs. Turn towards the front of your mat. Check in. Maybe you put your hands on your hips. Are your elbows facing the side? Or are they facing the front and back? If they're facing front and back, can you turn yourself just a little bit so they're facing the side? Inhale, lifting your heart. Really keeping that front knee bent. Check in. Is it still bent? If it's not, bend it. Get into that bend. Exhale, lower your hands. Step back into your plank. Actually, step back into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and do our left leg. Our left leg. Left leg comes up. And just however many steps it takes to get it in between your hands, you get it there however you get it there. No judgment, remember? Bring that back heel down. That back foot's at a 45-degree angle. This front knee is gonna bend. Bend, bend, bend. This back right leg, the arch of your foot lifts, the blade presses in, your hands reach forward, inhaling up, facing this front leg. Now, if you need to, you can do the same thing on this side that you did on the last one. You can wiggle that straight leg out closer to the edge of the mat, giving you more of an ability to turn your body towards the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up, warrior one, pressing that back blade of your foot in, shoulders drawing down. It's a lot of stuff to remember. You don't have to remember it all. Just do one thing at a time. Keep coming back to it. It's okay, that's why I'm here. I'm here to remind you. Inhale, lower your hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Now I want you to breathe it out big through your mouth. One more time, inhale. Look at your hands. Step forward into a forward fold. You've got this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're gonna sit down in chair pose one more time. Inhale, chair pose, exhale. Now your hands, just like before, they have lots of options. Inhale, sit lower. Now I want you to imagine that low back lengthening again, just like you did in mountain pose. Inhale, sit lower, and then sit all the way down. Maybe you had to use your hands, maybe you plop down. Just get there. I don't care how you do it. Safely I care about, but gracefully, we'll get there. We're gonna move into a boat pose. So you have many options with boat. A boat pose where first of all, we're gonna reach behind our knees. We're gonna pull ourselves up nice and tall so our spine is long and rock back and forth and feel those sit bones. Yeah, you know where they are. So we're gonna try our best to keep lifting our heart and lifting our spine. Now boat pose, our arms can be out here. They can also hold behind our legs. I give you free rein. Do what works for you. Maybe you lift one leg today into your boat. You breathe in, you lift tall. Maybe you practice letting go. If you lift one leg, we're gonna take a couple breaths and you're gonna switch. You are of course welcome to lift both legs. And if you are an experienced yogi and you've taken some yoga classes and you wanna straighten your legs into your boat today, feel free. Your practice. Go right ahead. Big inhale. If you have one leg up, switch legs. Feel that body working and get strong. So I heard somewhere one time, when you work on your core, you're working on your courage. I don't know why that's stuck with me. I don't know if it's true, but because I want to believe that, I think it's true. So when we work on our core, we work on our courage, Big inhale. Now, hold behind your knees. We're gonna rock and roll. We're just gonna play because Let's make it fun. We're gonna rock and roll, and we're gonna try to come back and find this boat without our feet touching. So we're gonna rock back, my back popped, and we're gonna look to find that balance. You can keep holding your legs, or you can do it without holding your legs. Do it 3 times. Once you've done it 3 times, meet me back in boat. And then we're gonna tap our toes 10 times. 1, 2, 3, sit tall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and put your feet down. Shake it out, shake it out. All right, big breath in. This is where we lower onto our back, and guess what? We're staying there for the rest of the class. Lower onto your back, keep your knees bent. Oh yeah. Extend your right leg into the air, wherever it goes, and I want you to cross it over your left thigh. Now you may need to move your left foot out in order to get it across there. Do it however you want. I've got sun in my eyes, so my eyes are closed, but I trust that you're doing it. So this is a figure 4 stretch. It's like a reclined pigeon. So we're going to lift that left leg, pulling our right shin towards us. We're going to hold behind our thigh as best we can. Now, if you need a towel or a strap or something here to help reach, go grab yourself a towel. That's the best part about doing this. Pause me. Come back. And we're going to flex both feet just to keep our energy going. Now, check in. Are your shoulders on the ground? Let's see what we can do to get your shoulders back on the ground. So maybe you grab yourself a towel if you've come up here and this is too much of a stretch. Grab a towel to create that leg right there. Draw your shoulder blades fully onto the ground. Big inhale. Exhale, plant that left foot, extend the right leg, lower that down, and then we're just going to let our knees drop side to side. Just a couple of times, and then come back to neutral. Extend your left leg up into the air, cross it over your right thigh. Flexing that foot, lifting that right leg, and flexing that right foot as well. Now, same thing goes for this side. If you need a towel, get a towel. Don't judge, no judgment. You're doing it. You're doing it. You've made it to the end of class. You got it. Big inhale. Draw those shoulder blades all the way down to the ground. On an exhale, imagine the shoulder blades just melting into the ground, whatever you're on. Your jaw's going to relax, your neck's going to relax. Where can you find some peace in this pose? Where can you find peace in every pose? That's always my question. Last breath, lower your right foot, extend your left leg, lower your left leg, rock your knees one more time, All right, so we're gonna do a bridge pose. It's our last pose besides twisting. So we're gonna stay here. Now what I want you to do is I want you to reach your fingers towards your heels. Palms are down. I want you to kind of wiggle your forearms really close to your ribs. Maybe your shoulder blades come together and you kind of tuck your arms up under. You're gonna push your feet into the ground and lift your hips. And then maybe once your hips are up, you can wiggle your shoulder blades in just a little bit more. Breathe. See if you can draw your chin just slightly away from your chest. I don't want you looking back behind you, but I just don't want you to be compressing your neck too much. Inhale, lift those hips, knees still driving toward your toes. Exhale, slowly lowering. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a hug. We all deserve a little extra hug. And do one more time. Plant your feet. Now, if you're an experienced yogi, I welcome you to lift into this bridge and lift one foot for 2 or 3 breaths, and then switch and lift the other foot. If you are just starting your yoga practice, you can just join me in a bridge pose with both feet on the ground. Inhale, lift it up. Draw those shoulder blades in together. Exhale. Inhale, maybe your hips come a little bit higher. Fill up those lungs on that big inhale. And on the exhale, slowly roll your spine down to the ground. Slow, 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 slow. And then hug your knees. You can swing it side to side. You can rock it back and forth. What feels good? And then extend your legs out. Draw your right knee in. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. We're going into a reclined twist. and let your knees start to sink over to the side. Now, I want you to check in with your right shoulder. If your right knee is coming across, I want you to keep your right shoulder on the ground. This knee, it doesn't have to touch the ground. Now I want you to focus on just letting go here. Let go of control. Let go of tension. Let go of worries, judgment. Just check in yourself, thinking about, am I doing it right or wrong? Just twist and let gravity and Mother Nature work for you. Your job right now is to just let go. Relax your jaw. Relax your temple. Relax your judgment. Maybe with a big inhale, on your next exhale, you let yourself sink just a little bit further into that twist. On an inhale, come back to center, bringing that right knee to your chest. Extend the right knee. Draw the left knee in. Right hand comes to the outside, and let that left knee sink over to the side. Let's let your left arm reach out long, straight from your shoulder, and your left shoulder stays on the ground. Gravity is working for you. You are doing nothing but practicing letting go of control, letting go of stress, tension, anxiety. It's okay. This space that you're creating, this is your space of learning to love yourself just as you are, exactly where you are, without judgment. It's a super hard order these days. I have major respect for all of you who are already there. Let yourself just feel good here. Feel proud. On your next inhale, bring your knee back into your chest. Extend both legs long. Palms at your side, palms up. Let your fingers curl. This is Shavasana. This is it. This is where you reap the benefits of any yoga work. This is your time to relax. This is your time to just melt into your mat. To be grateful for this moment, to be here now, to feel good in your body, to let your breath guide you. Allow yourself a few minutes of just peace and bliss and positivity. You don't have to do anything. In fact, I request that you do nothing for the next few minutes. I would like to ask you to please do nothing now. That is my favorite thing to invite people to do in yoga. Nothing. next inhale, I want you to reach your arms out long up behind your head, reach your toes, give yourself that big full body stretch, and then bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, and if it's comfortable for you, roll over to one side and just give yourself that cozy little fetal position to just come out of this gently, lovingly, accepting of you exactly as you are today, perfectly imperfect and the best you could possibly be in this moment. Keeping your eyes closed, pressing yourself up to a seated position. You can bring your hands flat onto your heart or palm to palm, whatever makes you feel good. And remember that being a beginner, we've all been beginners at some point in our lives. We've all started something. We've all had a first day of school, a first day of work, a first day talking to a new friend, our husband, our partner, whoever. We just had to give it a chance. So if you are just giving yoga a chance, just accept it and accept yourself as it is today, knowing that it can grow and change with you. It is a place of acceptance and love and support and peace and calm and mindfulness. If you are an experienced yogi who's just working on beginner's mind, allow yourself not to go on that autopilot drive, right? Allow yourself to wake up in all those little moments. Yoga is a practice for everybody, and every body is able to do this, any age, any ability. It's a beautiful inner practice that comes out through our breath and our movement, and I love it, and I fell in love with it, and it's been done wonders for me, and therefore as a result to my family. And I bring this to you all because I know that there are times when we all need that healing, and that's love, that self-love, that peace, that calm. There's so many things that we can get off that mat. So here it is. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope that if you tried yoga for the first time, you might try some other classes that I have to offer. I will keep creating all levels classes for all people, everything from back to basics to handstands. So I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Big inhale, open your eyes. Take in the world around you. Go about your day with gratitude, love, and freedom. Peace out.